Season 2 of the Boro Buzz is here, and we're taking things to the next level. What started as a show highlighting local athletes and sports stories has grown into something even bigger. This season, we're expanding beyond the game. We'll still be bringing you the biggest sports stories, exclusive interviews, and highlights from around Randolph County. But now we're also shining a spotlight on the people, businesses, events, and organizations that make our community special. From local entrepreneurs and community leaders to nonprofits, festivals, hidden gems, and everything in between. If it's making an impact in the borough, we want to tell that story. This isn't just a sports show anymore. It's the Boro Buzz, your home for everything happening across our community. Season 2 is bigger, better, and more connected than ever. Stay tuned, because the best stories are just getting started.
Shout out Sports in the Borough.
Hey, this is Kelly Cole, owner of Just Keep Swinging. We're a proud sponsor of Boro Buzz. Hit us up for all your equipment and sports and apparel needs.
This episode is sponsored by Just Keep Swinging. From top quality equipment to custom apparel like hats, shirts, and more. They're more than just sporting goods store. They are here to support our athletes and community every step of the way. Whether you're gearing up for game day or looking to rep your team with fresh merch, Just Keep Swinging has you covered. Give them a follow today.
What's up, everybody? We're here with Season 2 of the Boro Buzz, and I don't know what better way to kick it off than a new look, a new vibe, and just, as always, the one same thing is bringing back my partner in crime, Scotty Fagler.
Yeah, J-Rob, I tell you what, first of all, thanks for what you do for this community, man. It's amazing. The new Boro podcast studio right here on Sunset, man, it's going to be live all season long. We've got a lot of great ideas. And listen to all those people out there, J-Rob, Scotty, we're making things happen.
And speaking of making things happen, it brings me to Just Keep Swinging, our sponsor
Oh,
right
yeah.
here. Look at that camo hat.
Yeah.
I know Cam and Trent are jealous over there. Look at this hat.
I like it.
He's got the camo Wayne Thomas on. Look
Yeah,
at that.
yeah,
And,
yeah.
that's a good segue. Let's introduce our guests. We got Mr. Trent and Cam Thomas. How y'all doing?
Good. How you doing, bud?
Good, man.
Good. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, dude. You said it's the first time you've done it in a while, huh? Either one of y'all?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, what better way though? Because it's all about athletes, but we changed it up. We decided to do community, and I don't know two better people than two guys. One former baseball player, actually two former baseball players, a current coach, two-sport coach, and a local dealership. In my opinion, the best in the state, but I may be a little biased. Wayne Thomas Chevrolet. But talk a little bit about. Let's talk about your family for people that don't know who the Thomas family is.
All right. Well, I'll take it. My granddad started the Pontiac dealership in 1966. Didn't start it. He actually bought it. He was working for the Ford store across the street, and the store that I always heard was he walked across the street delivering a part or something, and the owner at the time was upset about something. He said, I should sell this dang place. and he heard him, and he walked up to him and said, well, how much you want for it? And that started the conversation, and then he ended up buying it, went in with a partner at the time, and a couple years later bought him out. But 1966, the rest is history. In 1991, my dad had the opportunity to buy the local Chevrolet store, and he did that, and been doing it ever since.
And question for you, growing up, both of you, what is it like seeing your dad build basically his empire of the Chevy and then Willis Pontiac?
Oh, it's we're all obviously very proud of what my granddad and dad built. Like he said, my granddad, when he started it, he was the oldest of 13 brothers and sisters. So when he pretty much mortgaged everything that he had to start it, and my dad was young at the time, so he came up into the business. But seeing what he's built in this community, it obviously means a lot to us, and that we want to keep that tradition going.
And what's really cool off of that is, was there ever a point for either one of you, and Scott, I'll let you get the next question after this, but that you're like, this is going to be my responsibility one day?
No, he there was never any pressure for us to do it. Whatever we wanted to do, he was always supportive. But there came a time that I knew that that's something I wanted to do. So I've always been appreciative of the opportunity to work. I got to work with my granddad at the Pontiac store, and to be able to work with my dad and my brother. But one thing that I love about the car industry and what it's done for me within the family is it's given me the flexibility to, as you said, be able to coach and get involved in the community, because that was always something important to me, because growing up, my dad coached both of us. He coached a few different teams within the Parks and Rec. We had a Dan Thomas Pontiac
team in the Parks and Rec, Wayne Thomas Chevrolet. So local sports has always been real important to my dad.
Well, I'll say this: I've been blessed to know your grandfather and your dad through baseball, through umpiring. I can't tell you the times that I'd umpire, and your dad was a great guy. He always took time. Your granddad did too. I'd see him at ball games. I'd go up and always talk with him. He always thanked me for being the one that got hollered at out there, son. But that's the thing about this Asheboro community, I think, that's so special where we live is, even Aaron Pugh, when Aaron was 6 or 7, Ronnie was coaching, I umpired, Steve and Doug. I mean, there's been so many great people that took time out to coach their kids when Parks and Rec baseball was so big. It was one of the biggest things there was. But those days that I did get to speak with your grandfather or your dad, and I still saw your dad down at the pancake supper and got to talk, pancake dinner, and got to speak with him some. But it's people like that that have made this community what it is. And again, it's got to be a special feeling knowing every time you pull into that lot that it's a family-owned thing. Talk about that a little bit. Just being the family part, pulling in and seeing people like me and J-Rob every now and then.
They see me a little too much sometimes, probably.
But just knowing that, hey, this is my family bit, and I got kids now that'll come down too.
The trend of our industry is the bigger dealerships are buying more and getting bigger. You have less and less of the family-owned stores around. Yeah. So it is important, when your name's on the building, it means more to you. Seeing a bad review hits you harder because it's your name.
Yeah.
And so you take it personal, but we've got big shoes to fill. They've been around a long time. I always say that, but had a great opportunity and just working hard at it.
And your dad is, and Grandpa, they poured into this community in athletics and just and anything really. Talk about, seeing that and the value of, watching adult figure in your life instill in you, like, how to give back.
Well, I like to say we made our dad look like a really good coach because we were that good at that. Let's say that first.
I like it. I like it.
But no, he was always coaching us. I don't think it was probably middle school before I had a coach that wasn't him.
Yeah.
Okay.
And whether it was basketball or baseball. So it means a lot to see people giving back and coaching. I've got friends that are coaching. My brother's coaching. So it means a lot to give back to your community, and that's something that we do through the store a lot.
And what I love is, they're talking about how they also played. Middle school. You said was the first time you didn't have your dad as a coach.
Probably.
Okay, and you went to NAMS, right?
Right.
Speaking of NAMS, go NAMS, coach right here. But playing off of that, you were under was it Coach Luck in high school, right?
Yeah, Coach Luck was my JV coach. I played JV for most of the year. Got called up. I was a 4-year varsity player. So
who was your middle school coach? You remember?
Middle school, I had Coach Lakis for 7th grade.
Doug Lakis.
I don't think I know. I don't think I know that.
Because when we were in middle school, you couldn't play as a 6th grader.
Yeah.
So 7th grade was Coach Lakis, and 8th grade was Coach Price.
Yeah.
They don't realize how lucky they have it these days.
I had Norman Weeks in middle school.
Stormin' Norman. Yeah, I saw him not long ago.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
He still looks the same. And you talk about Doug Lakis went on to coach basketball at the high school, and Coach Tommy Price, I give him so much credit. He was at NAMS forever, and he made baseball and softball happen even when it may have not been the best. He's actually going in the Eastern Randolph Hall of Fame this year.
Is he?
Yes, awesome. That's a great honor for him. But playing under those great coaches.
And I might add, I was undefeated against Sam's in baseball.
I like it. But, doing that. But also your dad still involved at the dealership some, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, so it's got to feel. I know it makes him feel good to come in to see you guys, but it's got to be special to be able to go in knowing your dad's going to be there and letting y'all do your thing. But at the same time, if you need that little piece of advice, you go to him. That's got to be a great feeling.
They didn't even try to take the big office. They let him have his big office still. I told Cam, I was like, why don't you go for the office, man?
It's got to be a great feeling.
I told my dad a long time ago, this is what I want to do. I said, I can't work as many hours as you. Because, the car business is a lot of hours.
Yeah.
He's there from 8:30 to 7 most nights.
Man.
And I was like, I want to get home and see my daughter before we have to put her to bed when she was born. So that's one thing we do different. But yeah, he gives us the opportunity to do it our way. So,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And backtracking back to the high school baseball, did you both have luck, or was it just you had luck?
I think it was just me.
He had luck. I had Walser.
Okay.
Wes Walser,
Jerry.
Jerry Walser. That's right. Jerry coached here. That's right.
And
Great guy.
And I had Walsh for my sophomore year.
Okay. Yeah.
Hold on 1 second. When you talk, can you slide a little bit forward to me for me, just into the mic? Yeah, directly. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're good. You're good right there. Yeah.
Quit slouching.
Say it with your chest. No, I'm kidding. All right, we'll pick back up on that next question. Speaking of Coach Luck, I'm related to him through marriage, and I actually told him the story you told me about. It was my niece's 1 year the other week, and I said, "Dude, I heard a funny story about you." He's like, "What are you talking about?" And I told him the story, and you can tell it better than me. Tell our audience about the guy he sent to the bus, and he forgot he was there, the doubleheader.
I probably shouldn't say his name, but he is one of my best friends in the whole world. But my freshman year, so this was 2002. We've got a double header at Southwest, and kids being kids in the dugout, throwing a tennis ball back at each other. Somebody threw one, hit somebody. The tennis ball rolls out into the field, so the umpire has to call time to get a tennis ball off the field. Well, Coach Luck loses it. And, of course, he catches the one who did it second. You don't always catch the first guy.
Yeah.
He says, I won't say his name, but he yells at him, says, "Get on the bus. Just go sit in the bus." So that's probably the third inning of the first game. So game ends. Start the second game. We're probably fourth or fifth inning of the second game. And he says, I'll go ahead and say his last name. "Hey, Rab, go grab a bat. You're going in to hit." Looking around, and he's not around. He's like, "Where's he at?" It's like, "Well, Coach, you sent him to the bus in the first game and never went and got him. He's been sitting in the bus for 3 hours."
Oh, man.
Coach Luck.
So whenever my buddies get together, it's fun just telling stories. There's a lot for Coach Luck. So
That's awesome. You got any stories, Trent?
Well, no, touching on Coach Luck.
Because you coached with him. You got to coach with him a little
Well,
bit.
what was cool was I didn't play baseball for him, but when I was at Ashboro, Coach Luck was the cross-country coach. And so I ran cross-country 1 year because with baseball, I played baseball and basketball. But Coach wanted us to do, extra sports. So I ran cross-country 1 year, and I hated running. But I loved Coach Luck, so I'm like, hey, we'll give this a shot. And got to play for him under cross-country, cross-country, and then I coached with him last year for baseball. His last year coaching baseball when he coached for Ben's senior year. So it's really cool, full circle to get to play for him and then get to coach with him side by side.
Oh, he's a hoot, man. He's a legend. I'll tell you.
Let me ask you this. Being a former player at Ashboro and then being able to put the uniform on still, but coach, that's got to bring special meaning. Talk about that, what that meant to you to be able to do that.
Oh, it meant a whole lot. I played baseball at Ashboro. I never played football, so
Yeah.
Getting to go under the Friday night lights on the sideline, that was the first time experiencing that period, which that was really cool. But especially for baseball with me, we got to play. We were lucky enough to play at McCrary Park when I was in school, but it was a dirt field. It was one of the best fields around, but it was nothing like it is now. So getting to see the transformation of McCrary Park from when I was a player to now is really cool, and just to be a part of the tradition at Ashboro. We were really good for a lot of years, and we've had some up and downs, and it's been really challenging with the changing in conferences. But with Coach May in there right now, I really like the direction that Ashboro baseball is going, and Ashboro football with Coach Brown. It's so exciting to be a part of what's going on in Ashboro right now.
Yeah, I think that's special. And Coach May, talking to him the times that I have, he always makes time. And I really appreciate that, being a new coach, being new in the community. But and I'll say it was sad for a few years to see the baseball program at a low.
Absolutely.
I mean, it was sad because growing up umpiring and doing what I did, now assigning the officials, I always said that saw Ashboro up, but I like what I'm seeing. I like the enthusiasm that you guys had with the kids. I think kids are buying in and kids are starting to do a little bit more, but I just think it's a great thing with Coach May.
Well, that's where it starts. The kids have to buy in. And Coach May, I met with him right after he got the job. He reached out because he wasn't bringing a staff and, had said that he had heard that I was wanting to stay on. I said, absolutely. So we met and had lunch. And from the very first conversation I had with him, I loved his outlook on the game and his enthusiasm for what he wanted to come in and build. He didn't see Asheboro as a stepping stone.
Yeah.
And like you said, from growing up here and playing here, my aspirations in coaching, I'm not a teacher. I work a full-time job, get to still be a part of it. At some point, would I like to be a head coach or something? If it worked out, great. But I like being at Asheboro.
Yeah.
I like to be here and build something and what's going on and be a part of that and be able, when my girls get there and they play sports, to look back and see what I was a part of.
I think that's a special statement he makes. He wants to be a part of it, J. Rob.
Especially with, I hear he had a great voice and a little music career in Nashville. So
you heard wrong. I can be good with words when it comes to the writing, but you definitely do not want to hear me sing.
Well,
so we're not getting a song.
No, I was going to have him sing, but I guess not. I wanted him to do our open. I was just hoping maybe
if he starts singing, I'm leaving.
I promise you, your viewers will go down if you let me sing.
Wow. Answer this. We'll ask this next question. I want to give a shout out to a sponsor you both know, and that's Grass Ninja Pros. Jeff Davis, one of the best in this community, and Ram Seward. Yeah. I mean, just what he's got going. I mean, honestly, I don't know another coach that really invests in the kids like him, because he randomly just sponsored this. He just did it because he's like, I want you to keep pushing this and going to where you're going. He didn't have to. I mean, the dude's busy as I'll get out of. But I know you guys know him real well over at Wayne Thomas.
Oh, yeah.
Wayne Thomas, and at home, he just took out some Yellow Jackets for us.
JD, if you're hearing this, hit me up on my patio, man.
But now my question is, who's the better athlete?
Me.
When it comes to baseball, I will give him. He was definitely he was always bigger, because when
I hit my growth spurt before other people.
I'll never forget when he was 13 years old. He played in a USSSA World Series out in Tulsa.
Hey, we're recording this, Cam, so whenever he tries to say something else, we'll play this back.
That's
okay.
I got you.
I've admitted that before. But so he played in the USSSA World Series, and all the other teams wanted to see his birth certificate because he had a goatee, and they didn't think that he was actually eligible to play.
Well, one of the teammates knocked on the hotel door, opened it up, and I was shaving. He said, "What are you doing?" He's like, "What is that stuff?" And I was like, I got to do it, man.
Now, I would like to say that I do think he was a better baseball player because he did have an older brother that pushed him and made him better. Okay. I didn't have anybody to do that for me.
I could agree. I can remember in the backyard, I don't even know how old we were, but Trent's like, "Hey, come outside and throw me some pitches, So I'm like, all right. So I was young. I'll go out there.
This is a metal bat.
Yeah, and I'm probably like 10, 15 feet from him, maybe. Yeah. I'm like, "Are you gonna hit me?" And he was like, "No, I'm gonna pull it. We're good."
Now, if he'd have thrown it inside like I told him to do,
I was not a pitcher, never claimed to be. So I toss him the ball, and he hits one straight back and hits me right in the face.
Oh, geez!
Busts my nose, busts my lip, blood everywhere. So he runs me in the house. Mom says I come in screaming, but the only thing I'm screaming is I caught the ball.
He did, ball in the glove, blood all over it. But
That's right. Did you save the ball? But he was a basketball player, though. You did basketball, too, right? Did both of y'all, or just?
Up until high school. I didn't play in high school.
So what year did you graduate, then?
I would have graduated in 01 at Asheboro, but ended up graduating in 02 at Greensboro Day.
Okay. That's what I was trying to figure out. If you were there when that NAM's little basketball run they made. They had a good squad for a few years in basketball over there.
We weren't bad when I was there, but it was right after me when I think NAM's got really good.
So that would have been right around your year then, right?
Like when I was playing, right? I made them good, but no. Yeah, we had decent squads. Yeah, we were pretty good.
Yeah, and I was just curious because it's very rare when you meet fellow NAMS people. You know what I'm saying? We get ragged on.
I had Gillespie for basketball at NAMS.
Oh wow, okay. Man. So you were was OG Gary not even there?
Mm-mm.
Was he at CERMS then? What about that? Where was
he? Was at CERMS.
He was at CERMS. Okay, but you were there for Gary, right?
I had Lakis my 7th grade. And I think Price coached 8th grade. I think he just was asked to do it, and he did.
Yeah. Oh, man. I thought Coach Gary was there.
Gary was at South A. He was close to home.
He was close. Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay. As we get close to wrapping up this episode, one, I just want to talk about an event that's coming up that, one, I like to give Wayne Thomas a shout out for about the community stuff, but one is every time, is it the Saturday after 9/11, right?
It's always the first Saturday after 9/11. On this year, I think it falls on September 12th.
Okay. Tell us about that event, what it is.
Something they've started, God, it's probably been, how many years is it now?
This is the 13th year, I think.
13th to 14th year of the Honoring Our Veterans Cruise-In, where you can come in, register your old car, have don't know if it's really a car show because they don't give out prizes, but it's a cruise in. Usually there's live music, there's vendors there with food and everything. And everything that is raised goes to local veterans here in town. All the money is spent on local veterans. It stays here, right here.
100%.
I've been out to that. It's a special event, and it brings a lot of people together for a great cause. As you said, the money that's given or whatever's raised goes to local veterans. My buddy Mike Ingo, you know Mike. I mean, he goes to all these things. But
I'm sure y'all know the OG Mike over
Mike
here.
Ingo, yeah. But I'll say this: even with Randolph Sports Central, we'll make sure we get that out for y'all too.
Good.
To do it, because like I said, I know I saw it and I pulled in there and stopped. I mean, it was a great event, and you also see a lot of people that you haven't saw in years, and some beautiful vehicles.
See some really cool cars.
I mean, really beautiful vehicles, man. So
And it's
that's
always
a great event.
It's always been at our dealership, but it's grown so much over the years that this year is the first year we're going to have it at the new agricultural center.
Oh man.
Okay, nice.
So that's where it'll be.
I hear you got a pretty good videographer that might be coming.
Maybe.
I heard you had to, go down 2 or 3 spots to get the one you got. I don't care. He's the best.
One thing I thought about during all this, just talking about the full circle moment within the community, I had something that happened just recently. One of my daughter's close friends, her little brother just went to Randolph baseball camp with Eric Hall.
Oh, man.
Oh, wow.
And he knows that I'm one of the coaches at Ashboro, and so he came over.
Same camp I went to.
Yeah.
I'm sure you went to.
Oh, yeah. So he came over to the house for a birthday party, and he asked his mom if he could bring his trophy because he wanted to show me his trophy. And he came. He was so proud he got Camper of the Week.
Man.
And it got me thinking. And I said, you know what? Let me look at something. And I went upstairs because my mom and dad kept all of our old trophies. She still got all of our stuff there. And I went up and found that it was like 23, 24 years to the day, or actually it was more than that. But
yeah, you're older than you think you are.
We're not going to talk about that. But I won Camper of the Week at Randolph Baseball Camp.
Oh, wow.
So, and Eric Hall was running it then, too. So
Yeah.
Cam said he won like 5 of those every
That's
year.
been going on.
And he did win the Robinson Grimsley Award.
At NAMS,
At
yeah.
NAMS.
Hey, I won it at Sam's.
Yeah.
Well, you look at, and I'll say this, Eric Hall and I grew up best friends. And we played Little League together, stayed at each other's houses back and forth. We'd do crazy things. Back in the day, his dad whooped me and called my mom and say, I whooped them all. I whooped all the brothers. All Eric, Ike and Mike and Rodney and all of us. But Eric has had that camp, I don't know how many years. It's a bunch. But Eric was one of the best baseball players I've ever been around. He was a catcher. Went to UNC Wilmington after playing high school. Down in Franklinville, when you go through Franklinville, we played on the park right there below, across from the fire station. And if you hit them on the sidewalk, it's a home run. I mean, it's an automatic home run. Eric used to hit them on the fire station. Hit them on the fire station. And he was he went to UNC Wilmington, had a great career. I mean, he was just a great player and a great guy. Finally retired. I think he drives some for one of the bus companies some now. But that baseball camp he started, he has kept that thing going for so many years, and I think that's a great story.
Yeah, I went to that camp, and then I also played for him in Legion Ball.
Yeah, he coached
was
Legion,
my coach when I played Post 45.
Yeah, he just I see him from time to time. He and I grew up many nights during the summertime. I was at his house or he was at mine.
Okay.
And he's the one that taught me into catch. I'll tell this right quick. We were at Little League practice one day, and he said, "Man, you need to catch. You played every other position." I'm like, "Dude, I'm not a catcher." So he says, "Put the stuff on." So I get back behind the plate for 3 batters, and I stopped. And I said, "Dude, take this stuff off. I'll never do it again." I mean, I was getting beat to death. I'll never do it again, but I can't. I did say I've caught before. I've been a catcher before. He still laughs about it when he sees me. But that's a great story.
That's the toughest position to play in baseball.
It's a different breed. I say when I'm broadcasting the game, catchers are a different breed. They're a different breed. And as an umpire for so many years, I appreciate them because they're your best friend. I used to tell them, I'm say, "Look, you got the glove, I don't. Keep that thing off of me."
Speaking of the baseball positions, what positions I didn't even ask you guys played in high school?
Center field.
Center field? Okay.
I played center field, also played second base, pitched a little bit, played third.
Okay.
I played a little bit everywhere.
Utility player,
I did not catch though.
Did not catch. Did you ever catch?
And I will admit, he was a much better pitcher than I ever was. So I caught some in rec ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
learned pretty quick, and that's not what I like to do.
Yeah.
So I asked Dad, said, "Hey, Dad, I want to play outfield."
You know, guys, let me ask
stuff.
you this question. Looking back on it now, you've got to, because I know I was blessed when I played Little League and then umpiring up here in Parks and Rec. You've got to, when you look back at the coaches and the players that you played against coming up, some of the best to ever come through, you got to feel like it was a blessed time because now we don't have Little League. You got to feel like you was blessed to come through at that time to play.
Oh, 100%. I say it all the time that I wish that we could do something to get the youth programs going back. Because when you look at baseball in Asheboro, when we came up, tryouts, there were 50, 60 kids coming out. I mean,
At least.
there was a couple of rounds of cuts.
Yeah.
Like you were good and
Oh,
you
yeah.
weren't sure if you were going to make it.
Yeah.
Now, there's not many cuts at all
Yeah.
made because you don't get the kids to come out because you lose them at such an early age.
And some schools not even having JV programs now because they don't have enough in the high school to really
sad.
keep
That's
the team
sad.
involved.
Absolutely. Yeah, last year we had quite a few games where we had varsity games but no JV games because the schools didn't have them.
Yeah.
And it's, one thing I've kind of learned with the baseball, at least in this area, and I didn't realize this until I started coaching, but in middle school, boys soccer is a fall sport, or no, a spring sport, excuse me, in middle school. So with the Hispanic population that's growing in Asheboro, these kids that play both sports, well, in middle school, they have to make a choice.
Yeah.
So a lot of them play soccer because that's their first sport, so they're giving up on baseball at that age. Well, then you get to high school, and boys soccer is a fall sport, and baseball is a spring sport. So now all of a sudden they could play baseball, but they've not played for 2 years, so they're doing something else.
That's a great point.
And we're losing them at a young age, and I don't know what we've got to do to change that. But it's really hurting the sport.
Because
in the
Guilford
area.
County follows that rule. I think it's just Randolph that's the only one I know of that does it that way.
But yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's a great
which
point.
if that's the
It's
case,
been that way for a long time.
Yeah.
Too,
Yeah.
Because we have some kids that I grew up playing ball with
Yeah.
that didn't play in middle school, and then they started playing JV again in high
Yeah.
school.
Yeah.
yeah. And see now with us playing Guilford County with everything, it's
catching up.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's catching up quick. So.
Yeah. Great point.
Yeah, and all right, I want to go down some questions with the brother dynamic here. All right, this is what I call these questions. I wrote literally brother dynamic. All right, I'm sweating on these questions. All right,
You the man.
If I asked your dad which son gave him the most gray hair, who would he say?
Man,
Why?
because I taught him how to get away with things.
That is true. By the time I was growing up, he'd already done everything that they weren't surprised if I did it. So.
All right, what's one story from growing up that still gets brought up at the family gatherings?
I already told the one about probably breaking my nose pitching to him. That's told a lot.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know family gatherings, but it's brought up a time or two. I remember one time when I was a kid. So mom and dad lived at the end of Berkeley Lane, and we had this house with woods in the back, and I'm standing in the front yard picking up rocks, and I was just throwing rocks over the house, being a kid. Why I wasn't throwing them to the side of the house, don't know, but I'm throwing them over. So of course my little brother sees his big brother do. Oh, I want to do what he's doing. So he comes up and grabs the rock and goes to sling it over the house and slings it right through the front door.
Glass door shatters.
And I'm pretty sure I got in trouble for it because he was copying me, and I should have.
I
should have known
100%
better.
hid, but your mom always finds you when you hide.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
The thing with
great.
that, we're just over 4 years apart, so we never competed against each other. So we never played against each other. We were never on the same team or anything.
Yeah, I think we played. There was one summer league game or something that we both got to play when I was at Greensboro Day.
And I got
That was
picked off at first base first time I got on.
That's weird because
like
the same
the
as
one
me.
game that we got to
Me
play
and my brother are
together.
the same. So when I was in 8th grade, he was a senior in high school, so we never got a. But I remember I finally beat him his freshman year of college. Freshman 15's a real thing, Bryant, so don't kill me. But I beat him 1-on-1 in basketball, and I was so proud. I was like, finally, I beat him. Like it was, but that's hilarious. So honestly, try and get serious here. As your brothers, how's the relationship changed now? Both of you now being leaders in our community here in Randolph County.
Honestly, I think growing up we were always really close, and then obviously when you get to those college years and you're starting to figure out life, I feel like there was a few years where we were both doing our own things, and I mean we always stayed close. We've never been, we've always been a phone call away. We've always picked up the phone for each other. Always known that if either one of us needed anything, we'd drop everything we're doing at the drop of a hat. But I think as we've gotten older, we've gotten closer in the fact that I've got 2 girls. He's got a daughter. So it's just kind of funny the way that life's kind of worked out, that even though we've gone different paths, it's kind of come full circle to where we're right back here in the community, raising girls, going through the same stuff, and we've always been able to lean on each other with that.
Girl Dad Club, man, right here.
Absolutely.
And when you work with your family, it can be a blessing and a curse, because, you can drive each other crazy. We can drive our dad crazy. He can drive us crazy. But the fact you get to see him every day, there's going to be a day we look back like, how lucky are we to do that?
Yeah, I like to say I think it's good that I'm flexible and I coach, because it takes me away from the dealership and I don't get on their nerves as much.
Yeah. Well, I got to know, has he got you addicted to what? Not yet. He got me. I got in trouble with the wife. I blame Trent. I said, it's Trent Thomas.
Well, what's funny is I went through my phase, and now I'm not even really messing with Whatnot much anymore.
Now I'm on Vista Auction.
Vista
I'm
Auction.
like, I'm like, but he got me hooked on it. No joke, Scott. I literally walk in there and I'm in there talking and waiting on Cam to come in for me. He's like, dude, have you seen this? He's like, he walks me in his office. He's got like 30 golf clubs in there. He's like, yeah, I've won this. I just won one right now.
Well, no, the funny thing is, I think the first time I'm showing it to him, I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh yeah, well, this is how you do it. This is giveaway, and they'll have these. Oh, they're getting ready to do what? Oh, I just won another putter. Like, and at that point, I think he was hooked.
And now I walked over to Cam. Cam's like, what do you do? Win his 4th? He's like, Jonathan, he's got like 20 clubs already, dude. Like, every time you get Wayne Thomas to get a package for him, they're like, oh, Whatnot.
He keeps a horseshoe with him somewhere. I don't know, but.
Looking ahead for the next 10 years, you recently just got a huge promotion on principal dealer, right? What, about 6 months ago?
Last September, I became dealer principal, yep.
And what is that? So for you now, both of you guys, your dad's kind of handing over the keys. What is your vision for Wayne Thomas in 10 years?
Well, of course I'd like to grow. You want to keep selling more cars. The more business we can do, the more we can give back to our community, But I always want to keep it family on. I think it's just being a part of the community is so big. I think we might be the only store left that's from Asheboro. The people that own it are from Asheboro. And
that's huge. That's
big.
Yeah.
But, like I said earlier, the trend is dealerships are getting a part of corporations, a part of dealer groups. I never want to do that. I always want to be a single point, family-owned store. So we're just going to work hard to make that work.
And you got the personalities, man, Daniel. And
there's some personalities, yeah, for sure. So we've been lucky. We've been lucky with employees. Until I think 3-4 months ago, we still had 3 employees that were at Nance Chevrolet before we bought it.
And they retired though, right? That's pretty much what it was. One retired, right?
One just retired. So we still have 2 employees that was with the Chevrolet store before my dad got it.
Yeah, that would be the question I'd have, because I know some of the people that work there. A great staff. It's got to feel good knowing that, because they have to care to do what they do. Anytime you've got a great business and you're prospering and you're doing this and a big leader in the community, it's because people care. But knowing some of the people that work for y'all, that's got to be a good feeling, knowing, because every day's not good. I'm sure there's some bad days. That's just part of life. But knowing that staff you got's going to be there for you no matter what, that's huge.
Yep, and there's a true family feel at our store. I've gone to a lot of employees' weddings, kids' birthdays, and all that stuff, and same, they get invited to ours. It's just a real family feel.
And touching on even the sports connection and giving back. Lane Poole played at Southwest.
Yeah.
His dad works for us. Lane has done some work at the dealership during summer. We've had a couple of the Asheboro guys come and do some work.
Price is working.
Right, so
Price kid.
Price came. He washed cars some this summer.
Okay, good.
But yeah, no, the family dynamic is big, and just kind of circling back on the brother thing and the future of the business. Growing up in the business, we've seen a lot of family dealers that have multiple kids, and sometimes you see that kind of, if you want to call it a power struggle, or who's going to take over, who won. And there's never been that with us. One thing early on, I told Dad, he's always been the one that's had the drive and the business mindset that he was geared for this. I said, I never want it to be an issue for you. We're always going to work great together. And with us having our girls, like he said, Dad's always supported us in what we're doing. The future, I think we both just want to keep the business in a position that if our girls want to go into it, that they can be the next generation. And if that's not what they want to do, then the car business can provide for them for whatever it is that they're passionate about and that they're going to get into and for the next generation.
I'll be honest with you. There'll be good saleswomen because I see there got Grandpa, Mr. Thomas, already wrapped around the finger. When I come visit, I always see them in the office, in the chair, doing what they want. I love it.
They did something we could never do. That's for sure.
I tell them all the time that they got a different bim and pop than we had growing up. There's something about grandparents that when grandbabies come around, it's like there's some transformation and they are not the same that they were when we were
Let me say that because I've got 10 grandkids now. And you're exactly right. My oldest son, him and his wife just had their first day, the day after he was born down in Fayetteville. I'm in the hospital and I'm holding him for the first time and talking to him. And my son said, Theodore, his name's, we call him Teddy, he says, "You better remember that voice. That's the one voice you want to remember." But there's nothing like grandkids, and you're exactly right. I got 2 in college now, and J-Rob, I tell you, is when they call, I go.
Yeah.
And that's just part of it.
And that's what's kind of unique, too, because I've seen, full circle, it's about the community, but it's a family vibe, and your family is from, because you said your mom was the first graduation class of ER, Eastern Randolph?
That's right, yep.
So everywhere in your blood is Randolph County.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Ed Todd, who was the principal at Eastern Randolph for years, that's our uncle. So, we've got Eastern Randolph ties there, too.
Don't say that out loud now. Don't say that out loud.
I don't admit it much, but,
we got Aiden Lerlo coming up on the next episode. I want to be careful.
Hey, even when my cousin Zeb was playing, I'd pull for Ashbur over.
Oh, absolutely.
I wish him all the best.
And we
Shout
tell
out
him that
Zeb.
to his face.
Coach Todd was I told y'all earlier, he was my science teacher. He'd always be Coach Todd to me. There was never a dull moment in his class, I can tell you. And I still get to eat breakfast with him a lot, see him a lot. But that's pretty cool to know that. I'll make sure I tell him when I see him next.
And as we wrap up, before we do my favorite section of every episode, you know what it is, the quick hitters. I love my quick hitters.
He's
You guys
good
start
at it.
thinking of yours.
I got
Is there any coaches? Let's go back to sports world. This new season we started. Scott and I really put our heads together and we're like, how can we make it to another level? We're bringing 4th and 1 WON. We're bringing that out, weekly coaches show for football. Sports in the Borough is just have a generic podcast, and we decided to turn the Boro Buzz into not just athletes who are impactful in this community, but it's people like you two, real estate agents, whoever, just good people in this community that we want to spotlight. Full circle, is there anybody in your life you want to thank that's made an impact besides family? In this community?
Well, I mean, honestly, you've actually already touched on them, but getting to coach in this community, one of the reasons that I think I always wanted to coach is because I was lucky enough to have so many good coaches over my career as a player. Mm-hmm. And you touched on the Pews.
Yeah.
I was lucky enough, I played for Steve, Doug, and Ronnie. Yeah. And I've known Ronnie, all 3 of those guys, my entire life. And they taught me a lot of what I do in coaching. It came directly from them. So I definitely appreciate what they've done in the community and what they continue to do.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, like I said, getting to coach at Ashbur, I get to play, coach at McCreary Park, and what they've done to keep that up and everything. It's just, it's really awesome.
Yeah.
For me, I'd probably say Coach Luck.
Yeah.
I've stayed in touch with him my whole life after high school, really. I went to a Carolina Duke game with him.
Don't get excited, they're Carolina fans, so you better remember that.
Yeah.
But Coach Luck, he'd expect you to do everything right, and if you didn't, he'd let you know. But I know after my sophomore year, when Coach Wasser left, there was a lot. I was just trying to get Coach Luck to move up and be that varsity coach because he's pretty special.
Yeah. He likes that first base box. When he's coach. He loves that first base box. He'd always call me, too. He'd say, because he knew I was over an umpire. It was funny. I hate for my phone to ring about 4:15 every afternoon because I'm like, what's going on? And I'd see Steve Luck pop up. He'd say, I got umpires today, don't I? I said, Coach, don't do that to me. You're killing me. Yes, you got an umpire. I said, why? It was just funny. So I've been at the ballpark. I said, okay, you're good. But great guy.
All right, it's time for my favorite thing, the one-hitters, all right? And you just answer them and don't even think, just answer them. What's your walk-up at bat song? If you had to go right now, pick a song.
God, see, we never did that whenever I was playing.
Well, now you get to, right here on the Boro Buzz.
Probably the song Chipper Jones came up to. I love that.
Okay. I don't know if I know that song.
I can't think of the name of it, but
Chipper Jones song.
Yeah, we'll call it Chipper.
I don't know. For me, it would probably be some old school Stapleton back when he was with the Johnson Brothers. I don't know which song, but it would probably be something Johnson Brothers.
Okay. What you got?
Favorite car.
Oh, that's a good one.
Being in the car dealership. Favorite car.
1969 split window Corvette.
That didn't take long for that answer.
Wow.
I like it.
Wow. Trent's thinking.
That's a tough question in the car business because you get to see so many awesome cars. I would normally go with something classic, but since he went with a classic,
I screwed up. 1963. It's not 69. I'm sorry.
Okay.
1963.
Let's get it right.
Well, I'll say since he went old school, I'm actually going to switch it up. And one of the most impressive vehicles that I've driven in a long time is the new Chevrolet EV Silverado. As far as from a driving standpoint, that's one of the most fun vehicles
I saw you come and get it and take it to the beach. Is that how much fun it was? Didn't you go to the beach in it?
No, I didn't get to take it to the beach, but I got to drive it for a few days around town, and it's
Did Daniel let you do that? Because he had a hold of the keys on that.
Oh, he's got the hold on them now. I think he's trying to get Ashley to let him get one.
A very close second place would be the 69 Camaro.
Okay.
See, I had a Camaro. I love the Camaro.
Yeah,
that's
beautiful
awesome.
car.
Yeah. Favorite sport?
Baseball.
See, I thought you were going to say football, man. Throw in there the kicker.
I mean, I love football, don't get me wrong, but baseball was always my heart and soul growing up. It's, but I love football. I've found a new love for football, too, from the coaching side of things. Like I said, working with the kickers. Because that's something, I wasn't a kicker growing up. That's not something. A fun fact, I'm probably the only 9-toed kicking coach in the state of North Carolina.
Oh, wow.
So, that's just,
Hold on. Go ahead and tell your story. The one time you touched the football playing football.
Okay. I will say, I did play in middle school, and in middle school, back then we ran the ball. I mean, it was just ground and pound.
Wishbone, just get in there and go.
Oh yeah, Coach Needham was coaching, and I think we passed the ball 3 times all year, and none of those 3 passes were to me. I was receiving. So my job all year was just to block. But last game of the year, we were playing at Liberty, and or Grace Chapel, Liberty, and I don't remember who it was, but somebody, the position that they were the first blocker or the last blocker before the returners. They were working something, so they put me in that position. So I was the last one to block before the returner got the ball. And so my job was just to block down the sideline. And they said, well, this team sometimes tries onside kicks. If it comes to you, you just take it down the sideline. Well, sure enough, they go for an onside kick, and the ball bounces up to me. And I look up, and I don't know if you guys know Tyler Clapp.
I do.
He's umpiring now. So
Great
I'm
friend
last
of
year.
mine, yeah.
Well, Tyler, he was like Cam, went through his growth spurt early.
Yeah,
and I looked
big.
up, and Tyler Clapp's coming at me, and my mom to this day says that that's the fastest she's ever seen me run. And I took the ball 65 yards down the sideline for a touchdown. And I do still have the video to prove it.
I like it.
It's not 4K, but,
I like it.
And he never touched the ball after that.
that was my only time, sir.
Tyler was a big boy back in the day. He was big.
Man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
But, I mean, anything else you got before I wrap up my last question?
Since you said they're Tar Heel fans, let's get them. Favorite Carolina player.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what sport.
Oh, any sport? Vince Carter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good answer.
I like that.
Yeah.
Jerry Stackhouse.
Okay.
Another
That's a
good
good
one.
one. We got a good story.
Look, they say baseball, but then they go basketball. Look,
I
you know
like
what I'm
it.
saying? I
Yeah.
like it. Look.
So we got a good story about Jerry.
So the reason Jerry for me is when I was a kid, it's a lot different now. Now if you go to a Carolina game, you want to get autographs after the game. Sometimes it's hard to get FaceTime with the players. Back then, there was a tunnel the players would come out of every game. And so you'd have 30, 40 people, if it was a big crowd, 50, 60, but it wasn't a lot.
Mr. R used to take us down that way all the time.
And so we're there for a game one evening, and Dad pointed out, we're waiting for the players, and he said, you see that guy over there? He said, he's a recruit. He said, pay attention to him because he's going to be one of the greats. And so being a kid, I walked over to talk to him. And I said, hey, my dad said you're going to play basketball here. And we got to talking. And like I said, it was Jerry Stackhouse.
Yeah.
He liked fishing. We talked about fishing. I told him my uncle had a pond, and he had to come fishing with us sometime. And just kind of and so you fast forward the next year, and he's a freshman phenom and having a good season. And there was a game where I don't know how many he had put up, but after the game, he's coming out, and they've got security kind of surrounding him because the crowds are growing and people, and they're keeping people off of him. And he looked up and pointed. And they pulled me in with him with security and got to walk with him out.
Man.
And he asked me how my dad was doing and if I'd been fishing, remembered that. And it was just that stuck with me to where it's like, doesn't matter what he ever does, Jerry Stackhouse.
That's one you'll carry to your grave, man. That's great.
You'll laugh at this one. See, your story's better than mine.
Well, he didn't mention they left me in the crowd.
Dude, so the same thing happened, and I remember Mr. R, Bill Robinson, shout out. He said, "Oh, dude, one heck of a guy, man. Well, that dude is." I remember he used to have to stretch. We would stop, and he would like stretch on the side. Yeah. And we were just like so embarrassed. We're like in middle school, but he was such a good dude. He would take us to all these games, and he always told me, sometimes they'll sneak out. He said, so just look around. And here comes Sean May going around the corner. And I chased him down. It was like, that team that won that Natty that year, and with Felton and all that crew, Williams. But I went up to him, and I didn't realize he was flirting with two girls. he was getting SUV, and I didn't know they were getting in his car, and I totally got in the way of that. It was really awkward. You could tell he was quickly trying to get rid of this little kid.
I bet he remembers you.
Yeah, he does.
Man. You got anything else before we wrap up?
This is great. Appreciate you guys coming on. I appreciate what y'all do for the community.
Yes.
Appreciate it's so special. As I said, to hear people that come on and have grown up and share the stories, but also a great family here in this community that's been known forever and will be known forever for what they do to help this community be better.
Well, let's give a shout out to the community also, because without their support, we wouldn't be here. Yeah. So it's a good place to grow up. So.
Is there any people listening? Let's go commercialize here for a second. You got any specials coming up that they can hear about right here? So I'm going to be running to get him in the door.
Put me on the spot. I can't.
I know you did 0 for 60 Silverados, didn't you?
He'll do that.
I can't remember what's still active. I don't want to say the wrong.
It was 0 60 Silverados, right?
But I don't know when this is coming out. It could be, it might be off by the time.
Yeah. Well,
just stop by and see, because then you can find out.
As a surprise, just tell them, say, hey, Jay from the Boro and Scotty from Randolph Sports Central sent you, and I'm sure Cam will hook you up, or Daniel or Trent. And if you go see Daniel, don't tell him I sent you. He might get me for seeing that. But my last final question, I promise. Your dad built the foundation, and I wrote this down last night. I was sitting there on the sofa, and I was like, what's a good question to wrap this episode with two people who I've got to know really well the last year, and I appreciate y'all become friends to me, honestly. But as you're, like I said, your dad's built this foundation. Now you're carrying it forward. Years from now, what's the next generation looks back? What do you hope they'll say about Wayne Thomas?
About my dad?
Yeah, all y'all, the family, the Thomas family.
Okay. Just that we're honest people, that we can just get up every morning, work hard, try to do the best we can. I know growing up, you always hear comments about used car salesmen and all that stuff, but I honestly never see that at our store. We always tell anybody we hire the first thing that can get you fired the quickest is lying to anybody.
Yeah.
I mean, even if the customer's not going to want to hear what you say, you just got to say it. You got to be upfront and honest with people, and people respect that. But probably just a place that's easy to do business with. You come in, you feel welcome, and that you're just treated right.
I was say a place that always treats you like family, because that's something that was really important to my granddad. He always wanted not just the employees, but the customers to feel like they were part of the family. And that's something that my dad, I think, has carried on real well, and that's something that I know is important to both of us.
And that's one thing I noticed, as being being blessed to be a part of this build with you guys doing the media stuff. I see so many regular people in there just coming to hang out, like not just to get not to get the car worked on. They've already had an oil change, and they're just coming to hang out. Because I remember Daniel and I were doing that funny tricycle video in y'all's parking lot, and some guy wasn't even there, just hanging out, comes out there and he's like, "I've been coming here a lot." And this is the first time I've ever seen something like this. And I'll have to play the video right here on this. Yeah. But it's just, it's just a good family thing. I take my vehicles there now, and I'm hoping my wife will let me go get a Silverado, EV.
We can start working on that.
Yeah. Listen to that, babe, here.
Shout out to Jonathan, too. He's doing a lot of work for us, and he gets us out of our comfort zone.
Yeah. I see the video.
So he's got me have done some stuff that I never saw myself doing. This being one of them. I usually like to be behind the scenes.
Yeah.
I told them to start their own podcast. They won't believe me. I told them, I said, look, we got the gear.
Oh, Daniel's on me about it.
I told him, I said, let's do it. I said, just talk about whatever. We'll book Wayne Thomas up everywhere.
My problem is I can't tell a lot of my
You would
stories.
have to put a disclaimer on who could watch it.
So I'm going to tell them this video. The next video, I have it right here. So when I go to Wayne Thomas, I'm telling them right now on camera. So look, if they say I can't do it, sorry, everybody's listening. We're going to do a we listen but we don't judge video. You seen those? Where all your dealers, all your workers are going to be behind you. and they're going to say, we listen, but we don't judge. And they're going to say something they've done that you never knew about. And then they got to say at the end before you say, we listen, but we don't judge. It's all TikTok.
Let me know when you do that, because my boys Lamont Lowry and D. Carl.
Oh yeah.
My boy D. I got to be there for that one. I want to hear. I want to see the smile.
Dude,
Both of them have big smiles. I want to see the smile on their face.
You won't believe, because I've already heard it a little bit, and it's kind of like they said. And I'm just sitting here going,
yeah.
Especially during COVID, the stuff that probably during COVID.
So Lowry and Carl, I'm coming to see that video.
All right, look, we're doing it. The next video, we got to have fun.
I'm down. Let's do it.
Well, thank you seriously for coming on the first episode of season 2. I don't know a better way to kick it off. And season 2 is gonna be even not season 2, but episode 2 is gonna be even better. We got Aiden Layerlow, and as a coach on the football team, that's gonna be exciting.
Absolutely, Aiden's a great kid. Loved getting a chance to coach him over the last couple of years, and he's got big things ahead of him.
Oh, man, I'm telling you, it's going to be, last time I did a video with him, it just shot up. I mean, everyone loved it, liked it, shared it. It might still to this day be one of the most viewed videos I've ever done on Sports in the Borough. So make sure you guys check it out after yours. And actually, he might be here any second now, so maybe you can hang out and watch us film this episode. But we want to thank everybody for tuning in to the Boro Buzz. J-Rob here with Scotty Fagler. And until next time, and I think we got to add something that you sign off with, because I love it, what good old Steve-O started saying. I want to add it here to give, because we're going to get him on this show.
Well, it's a tribute to Larry Reed. I'm sure y'all knew Larry. One of his favorite things was just saying. So we always end our broadcast with just saying. I just think it's a special thing, because I know Larry looks down on us. But he was, and I know y'all guys know, he was that guy in this community. He was that guy. So let's just end it by saying, just saying.
This episode is sponsored by Just Keep Swinging. From top quality equipment to custom apparel like hats, shirts, and more. They're more than just sporting goods store. They are here to support our athletes and community every step of the way. Whether you're gearing up for game day or looking to rep your team with fresh merch, Just Keep Swinging has you covered. Give them a follow today.